Kia ora mai, ko Mike Atkinson tēnei. This presentation is looking at magnetic declination. Magnetic declination is just a fancy word for variation or the difference, and it's a difference between magnetic north and true north or grid north. Now, officially the definition is difference between true north and magnetic north. Now I'm just going to use grid north because there's very little difference between true north and grid north. But because we're using a map, we're talking about grid north, then we'll use grid north rather than true north. So it's the difference between grid north and magnetic north. And it's measured as an angle, and the angle differs depending on where you are in the world, and it changes over time. You can get that information on a topographical map. So the magnetic declination in New Zealand varies between 18 and 23 degrees depending on what part of New Zealand that you're in. And it's to the 23 degrees to the east, right? So depending where you are in the world, the declination will be different, and it will either be to the east of true north, as New Zealand is, or to the west of true north. And then how far apart it is, or away from true north it is, will be determined by the angle that is given as the declination. Now that information will always be found on a topographical map, so wherever you are in the world, always check that, and because it changes over time, check the date of your map, and you might need to allow for differences if it is an older map. So the key thing to remember is that when working with a map and a compass together, that you need to allow for this magnetic declination or difference. That difference is determined by the angle of declination, and you need to find the information from a map. In Christchurch or South Island, we generally just work on 23 degrees to the east, and whether you add or subtract that number when working with your compass and the map, you need to look at the other videos around taking bearings from a map to field or a field to map bearing. Have a look at those videos and check that out.